get a 1% edge. That's big.
Right.
You know, the casino makes all their money with a 1% edge or so. So the team ended up playing that game instead of poker. I think I was the only one who actually won on the poker side. I played like 5-10 Omaha, and I think I won like $30 an hour.
Wow.
And everybody else lost. I think I made up for it. But we won money playing this casino game. I mean, we won about $75,000, and I was able to use my share of that winnings.
$75,000 in what time period?
It took several months. It took at $75,000 in probably 2,500 hours of playing time. So that's about $30 an hour, I think, is what it ended up breaking it down. But you know, for me, that was a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
And my share of that, given that I had figured out the strategy, I get some commission for that, and then, you know, I also invested in the team, so I was able to parlay my winnings from that into an investment on the MIT Blackjack team, and also I got invited. I was basically recruited. And the top players from our Hickok team were recruited onto the MIT Blackjack team. And then from there, you know, the rest is kind of history. Then I just started playing more and more. Eventually, my job was getting in the way of my gambling. And, you know, the gambling was a lot more profitable.
So how many people were on the MIT Blackjack team when you guys were doing it?
Well, when I joined, it was about 94.
Wow.
And there were, you know, probably a couple of dozen active players. And then the team got too big and too successful. We decided to split apart. And then there were two teams, and I think both those teams split apart again, and then, you know, split apart again, and then they got back together in 2000 for New Year's Eve 2000. We all got back together again, and so we could have a huge bankroll for that big New Year's Eve celebration in Vegas. And you know, we did pretty well. The movie makes it look like, you know, we won millions of dollars in like 6 months. We won probably about around 10 million, give or take a few million. But that probably took, you know, close to 10 years of time.
Wow. So you did this for 10 years?
No, I did it myself for 5 years.
Okay.
And, you know, the team, and that incarnation of the team lasted probably from like 91, 92 to into this millennium.
Sounds so fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What's the biggest misconception about the MIT Blackjack team?
Oh, the biggest misconception, I guess, is, at least as far as the movie goes, that it was way too easy to make the money. It was a lot of work, but it was actually easy. It just took a while. Yeah. You know, and we made more money per hour than we could have doing a lot of other things. But when you add in all the time we spent training and practicing and preparing and traveling and flying and you know, the actual playing time was very little compared to all that. When you add in all that time, we would have made more money, you know, working and starting a company and things like that, which a lot of us did, actually. So,
did you ever get nervous at the table?
Oh, I get nervous all the time.
Yeah?
You just have to hide it. You know, and eventually you get so used to it that, you know, it's second nature. And we would practice and train people, you know, and so you just think of chips as chips. They're just pieces of plastic. And, you know, so what if they have a denomination that's bigger than most people's, you know, sometimes houses, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been times like we bet like 50,000 on a hand or something, you know, between all the doubling and the splitting and multiple hands. Or maybe even more than that. So, you know, you just have to divorce yourself. And that's helped me a lot. You have to be able to divorce yourself from the actual meaning of the money.
Sure.
And, I mean, that's one of the great things about poker chips is that allows people to do that.
Right.
And if you didn't have that, I don't think gambling would be as successful as it is.
All right, so you graduate from MIT. You spend some years working, playing blackjack, but eventually you end up going to Harvard.
Right.
What led to that decision?